In this video, I'm going to share some tips for how to get consistent with LinkedIn marketing and a bit of the reasoning for why you should what are the benefits of LinkedIn marketing to begin with. So to start with, why should you market on LinkedIn? This a lot. This depends a lot based on your goals. What are your plans? What are your strategies? If you're having your own business, this may be part of your strategy for getting clients. In the long term, you seek to build a reputation, build a brand, and LinkedIn marketing may be a part of that, especially if you run a business to business, um, a B2B uh, business. So basically, what I'm seeking to get at here is that if you're having LinkedIn marketing as part of your strategy, then it's a good idea to see, okay, how can you be consistent with LinkedIn marketing? How can you start posting on LinkedIn so that it fits your brand? You're starting to build a brand. Uh, you're getting good at posting on LinkedIn regularly and learning and growing the more you post there. And part of the reasons for why LinkedIn marketing can be uh, useful for your business is not necessarily only for getting clients directly, but also for long term for getting more opportunities and expanding your network as well. I've seen myself too now just with the 5 first days that I've consistently posted long format articles on LinkedIn. I already got an inbound connection that uh, offered me setups for major external financing. That is not relevant for me right in this situation, but it's really useful connection for me to have in the future when when I get bigger projects that needs such capital requirements and external financing such as this. And I see a lot of opportunities here, so that's why I wanted to share a bit uh, of the reasoning there, how what kind of opportunities and possibilities can open for you when you're building a brand and are active with LinkedIn marketing, and how you can get consistent on that. So here are some tips for uh, how how I how I get consistent with posting on LinkedIn. So basically, the process I went through to figure out, okay, how do I start with LinkedIn? First, I started on posting on the weekend because that's when I had the most time generally. On During the weekdays, I have my 9 to 5. I have other work. I have the master's thesis and all of these other things that generally takes a lot of time. So I started posting on the weekend, but then I didn't really get a lot of traction in that way. So that's why I uh, I later learned that, okay, basically how the psychology of the LinkedIn platform works is that um, most people generally don't go on LinkedIn on weekends, right? Because LinkedIn is basically associated with work, and during weekends, people generally don't want to think about work. They want to get their minds off work, and then they don't go on LinkedIn, right? They go to other platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all these other things that may be good, may be better for B2C marketing. But if you're going for LinkedIn, that's not, at least that was my impression and my conclusion, that that was not relevant for the weekends. So that's why I started focusing on the weekdays, and I had to fit it in a way that would make it work for me. So I started doing it on the mornings. I started waking up earlier, making a post every day, and I will share a bit how I um, uh, how I started with the process of making these posts. So generally, I had an idea of, okay, what type of content do I want out? Okay, I have my offer, I have my niche. I've selected my niche that I want to focus my business on. So of course, based on that, it has to be within the same field. It has to be relevant. It has to show something of relevance and value, showing my expertise in this field. I'll be relevant to that, right? And then around that, I'm getting ideas for, okay, I can write about standardization, I can write about AI, I can write about automation, I can write about other techniques, frameworks, and other things around that. And then building on that, I because to write these long format content uh, every day, especially in the morning when you have limited time. If you have other things like 9 to 5, other business, other things to do, then it's very limited the time you have available. So what I started doing was to leverage artificial intelligence. I used ChatGPT to get some basic sketches and drafts, and then review that. Okay, does everything look okay here? Okay, here are some tweaks I need to do. So I specialized the prompts so that I described kind of, okay, what I'm looking at, what is the general idea, the thematic of what I'm going for. Okay, it has to be this, it has to be for this kind of audience, it has to be like this and this, it has to be spaced short paragraphs to keep attention. That's to start with an attractive hook and needs to end with a call to action. I, encouraging them to take contact, initiate a dialogue for a potential partnership uh, consulting assignments, and so on. And yeah, so that was a general perspective that I had. So there always needs to be some sort of discipline involved, but then when you take in the discipline that you dedicate yourself to, okay, I'm going to post on these and these days. Okay, you do it, and then you do it in this simplified way by leveraging generative AI such as ChatGPT or Bard, that and uh, being very specific in the prompts that of exactly what you're looking for, the themes, how you want it formatted, everything. Then you get the draft. Then then you review the draft. You can't just take the draft and then post it, because uh, not everything that comes out is automatically what you're looking for. You need to use your reasoning. Think that, okay, here are some things that I is not generally what I would have written myself. Okay, then you rewrite some things. Okay, this example I don't really like. I don't think this is a good example. Okay, then I rewrite this. I make a new example, and so on. Okay, I don't like the way this call to action is formatted. Okay, I ask for another iteration, or I write a different one, and so on. And then if, for instance, the hook isn't really good in your opinion, then you can rewrite that, ask for another iteration, and so on. So yeah, and that makes it a lot easier and a lot less time consuming. So you don't have to write everything from scratch. You get a draft based on your ideas and so on, and then you can specialize that and just post it. And when you first start out, don't worry about everything being perfect. Don't worry about getting tons of impressions, tons of reactions, tons of likes, because you're most likely not going to get that in the beginning. But you get practice, and then you start getting some attraction, then you start getting followers and likes, and eventually more and more opportunities. So yeah, that's all I want to say for this video. I hope this video has been helpful to for you to get more consistent with LinkedIn marketing, and maybe start with that. So yeah, uh, I will see you all soon. Be sure to check out my other videos, and I will see you all very soon. Make sure to subscribe and like.